Codeforces round 793, div 2, and we are already late by 1 minute. You are given a palindromic string s of length n. You have to count the number of indices such that the string after removing si from s still remains a palindrome. For example, consider s is this. It's not a palindrome. Which is a palindrome? This. Same backward as forward. Okay. So input t n length of the string, and single line of each test case consists of a string s. So I've taken the string s as the input, copying the input, output a single integer number of indices such that the string after removing s of I still remains a palindrome. So what are the constraints? Constraints are pretty low, I guess. So first we are gonna assume that this is a palindrome, and then I'm gonna say that if it's not, then return true, or we can make a function out of this. Int or pool is palindrome takes a string s, return false if it's not. Now so 1 comma 3 EEK, so 1 starts from here, 2 and 3. Okay, so 3 is included, which is weird. What? What just happened? Start substring I plus 1. weird thing is that n-1 is included, which is weird. Three, four, two. This is wrong. Let's see the new string that is coming out. I go from highs to low. Have I misunderstood the question? If you remove the first string. Okay, so this is coming out to be. So if you want to start from, if you want to remove 0, that would be 1 to n minus 1, which is not this, of course. And this is some bullshit, I guess. Then 1. Okay, this works, but why? And that did not work, but why? You're given a permutation P of integers from 0 to n minus 1. Each of them occurs exactly once. Initially, the permutation is not sorted. That is, Pi is greater than Pi plus 1 for at least one I in 1 to n minus 1. The permutation is called X sortable for some non-negative integer X if it is possible to sort the permutation by performing the operation below some finite number of times. Choose two indices ij where I is less than j such that pi and pj is equals to x. Swap pi and pj. Here and denotes the bitwise AND operation. Find the maximum value of x such that p is x sortable. It can be shown that there always exists some value of x such that p is x sortable. Why would they give such a hard problem? Oh fuck. Oh shit. Okay. We need to do better. Of course, we need to do better. But I thought A would not be taking that much of time. So I misunderstood something. So basically, what this is doing is this is excluding 0. How is it excluding 0? I'm not sure of that. Even if. Okay. Oh man, I just solved a similar question. This is why I'm so bad. This is why I'm so bad. Optimization. Okay. If a string is a palindrome, then if it is odd, then removing the middle element would still make it palindrome. But that is not what's required. I go from highs to low. I go from highs to low. I go from highs. Still remains a palindrome. So here there are 4 places. What are those 4 places? Can we see? Find me out in LA. Blue jeans. I go from highs to low. I go from highs to low. I go from highs to low. So basically, these are basically removing the middle A. So it is given that you are given a palindrome string. That means if I remove the middle element, that's all. But if it's even, the length is even, then if I remove one character, so if length is even, the string is probably like AA and then B, then B here, right? So if I remove this, it's still gonna remain. If I remove this, it's still gonna remain. So basically the middle element. So I'm just gonna take char mid is equals to s of n by 2. I'm just gonna check from n by 2 to less than n. If s of I is not equals to mid, then I break. Else answer plus equals to 2, and this happens if it's even, and if it's odd, then I can remove this one, and this one. So in the case of odd also I can do this, but I just need to subtract one. Man, I'm just gonna lose ELO like that. I shouldn't have participated if I was not ready for this shit. And sorting. Only 1200 people have solved this. I don't think I'll be able to solve this. Circular spanning tree, unordered swaps, MCMF. what a question. Uh, let's try this at least before going on to the next question. Permutation. I hate permutations. Speed agility. Speed just leads to more mistakes. We are given t and then n, the length of the permutation, and we are given the permutation itself. Let's just take of n. Of I. P is not sorted. It is guaranteed that P is not sorted. Maximum value of x. I still love. I go from eyes to love. I go. Can we traverse all the pairs? T stands for 4, N stands for 5. I don't think we can, so please stop. Bullshit. So when will Pi and Pj be max? It will be max when both Pi and Pi have ones in them, a lot of ones, and not a lot of zeros. So as we all know that Pi and Pj can not be greater than both of them. So it's either P of I or P of J or smaller. So it's like minimum of Pi comma Pj or smaller. So they have used x equals 0 and x equals 2, and they swap p1 and p4, p1 and p4. So this becomes 2, 1, 3, 0, and then they swap 3 and 4, and then this becomes this. Swap p1 and p3, p1 and p1 and p3. think this question is wrong. Like this thing right here. How can it be shown that there always exists some value of x such that p is x sortable? I don't think so. Let's try brute forcing it, and eventually we'll lead to the solution like this. I have no idea how to do this question even in the brute force way. So J is starting from I plus 1. So I've sorted this array. I love how they have taken a test case where it is not straightforward. Like you are first shifting the 0 here, then you are shifting the 0 with 3. Oh no, they have done that. Ah, shit. So if there is a 0 in this array, oh, it is a permutation. That means a 0 is always present. That means this thing holds. Because no, this does not mean. Oh, this does mean. Because, oh, wait a second. Yeah, because we can bring any number at the 0th position. So let's say a number was, so the 0 was anywhere, like right here. So we would swap this with the number that had to come here, and wherever the 0 would go, then we would replace that position with the position of the element that should have been here, and until we finally settle all of the elements, and ideally 0 would end up at the first position after all of this shit. So yeah, so now this makes sense. So 0 is the minimum that is possible. So end answer, if I have to take, is 0, will be 0. Now we do better? Can we do better? The question is, can we do better? So while we are swapping these things, whatever, uh, uh, since we already know that at ith location, ith value will come. Uh, this doesn't make sense. We can store these values in a map an map or a vector, or so I have a dilemma. So the dilemma is uh, I want to store the position of each element so that I can access this in O of one time. So which one is better, a map or a vector of pairs? I guess a map. And now I'm gonna do is do a for loop. I'm just gonna say map of that element is a of I is equals to I. So we got the position. And now what we're gonna do is mhm, mhm. So I want this 5 to be replaced by this 4. And when I replace this still won't be sorted, right? So I need to replace 5 with this 6. I'm fucking idiot. So the answer is 4 for this one. Why is it 4? See, if we have to replace 4, so the answer can be minimum of this. But the problem is, so we just have to find the minimum element that is not at its position. But what is the guarantee that it will get us the answers? If MP of A of n is not equals to I, then we break, or we say that the element is equals to 4. Or the element is equals to a of I. So this is stupid, but the point is that at some point you will have to swap this element, and because of that the what see. So the point is that we will have to remove this, swap this somehow, and because we will have to swap this, the AND of this number will be taken with someone, and the answer would be that. We cannot do more than this, that's for sure. We cannot do more than 4. But now the question arises that so we know that we can do with 0. Now 4 is the max we can do. Now what is the surety that we will be able to do it in 4? Because it could go lesser. Because let's say a 4 has 1 0 and a 5 has, or let's say a number has 101, so then the answer would again become 0. That's bullshit. See, now what we have to do is we just have to see, the order also matters. See, what I was thinking was, if this is 4 is going to be involved in the AND, that means if I AND all of the unplaced elements or incorrectly placed elements, will I get the answer? No, right or wrong? If there are 3 incorrectly placed elements, let's say A, B and C, let's say 3, 2, 1. No, this is, in this case 1 is placed. So let's say this is the case, 2, 3 and 1, right? So if we want to arrange them, then one of them is going to be AND by 2 of them, the other 2, and one of them will only be AND by any one of them. What I'm trying to say is that if I do 1 here and then 3 here, 2 here, and then 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. So in this case, 2 was used 2 times and 1 was only 1 time. What does this prove? Nothing. This proves that we do not need to take AND of all of the unplaced elements. So if there exists a case like this, we can avoid this. Can we? Or what we could have done here was replace 3 with 2. So set 2 first and then replace 3 with 1. So ideally we should pick an element that has the most amount of set bits. Am I right or am I wrong? Set bits, or should we pick the largest element, or should we pick what? So like we can pick 4 and then swap this with this and then this with that. So basically use 4 to set 6, use 4 to set 5. Or we could use 6 to set 5 and then set 4. So we can fix one element for sure. What will that one element be? What I can do is I can brute force it. Let's just brute force it, right? So to brute force it, what I'll require will be a vector int v, and this is gonna contain I don't know how many elements, and this would mean v dot pushback. I'm gonna push back I, of course, because I is not placed at the place where it should have been placed. Great. Now I'm gonna do a brute force, which is pretty bad actually, but I'm still gonna do it. So I'm gonna fix the first number. That will be right. So n will be equals to v dot size. So the n and I'm gonna swap gonna and. So int Andy will be equal to 0 for sure, and int Landy, local Andy will be equal to what would be it be equal to? Let's say int max. So Landy is equals to minimum of Landy, comma a of I and j. So not a of I, should be v of I and v of j. Now that we have and them and took the minimum of all ands. Oh wait, this is not what they wanted. They want this to be all to be x. So I just fucked up. So all of the ands that happen should be same. How can I show that? I can show that by saying that v of I and v of j is not equals to Landy. Then we break flag equals false, break if flag is still true. We're gonna put a flag here. If flag is still true, that means we could achieve it. That means so max of Landy, comma Andy and see out Andy. That is weird that it worked, because it shouldn't have. Now this is going probably going to give TLE. Where can we optimize, guys? I don't know where can we optimize. What the fuck? This is correct. Pre-test one. Does that mean sample tests were passed? So this is a wrong answer. This is not even correct. That means it's all a lie. I did not do n minus 1, so this might have gone out of bounds. What the fuck? Oh, then this approach is also wrong because I'm just doing I with j greater than 1. Instead, what I should be doing would be a loop from so I don't know Landy here. So this is gonna start from 0. So -1 we don't know Landy yet. So if Landy if I is not equals to j, and this should be inside of this. How did I used to bring this up? I forgot. So if non-d is equals -1, that means we have not found a Landy yet. So Landy will be equals to v of I and v of j. Why is this printing out zeros? Come on. This is not how this should work. Why is this printing out all zeros? Why?
I think the element with the lowest set bit will be the answer. That is not incorrectly said. That is like saying the minimum element. That is not said. Was it the answer? Was I just done right here? Hmm. Was I? No, right? Because of case like this, where this is a 2 and this is a 5. So if a 2 and 5 exist, then the answer won't be 2 or 5, it would be 0. यार ये रन ही नहीं कर रहा भाई मेरा मुझे लग रहा है kind of bullshit was that? अरे 0 कैसे आ रहे हैं 0 0 0 कैसे आ रहे हैं 0 कैसे आ रहे हैं क्या आई जे के बराबर आ रहा है क्या हमेशा क्यों हो रहा है क्या है मतलब ये क्या हो रहा है मतलब वी में नहीं है शायद कुछ ओह हाँ दिमाग खराब कर दिया सॉरी इसको डाल के देखते हैं शायद कुछ हो बट यही तो नहीं था भाई चलिए यही कोड किया था हमने कल पिछली बार उसमें हो रखा हो ब्रेक हट गया नहीं इसमें ब्रेक है चल जाएगा से आ रही है फक अब देखते हैं क्या है। रॉन्ग आंसर तो नहीं आना चाहिए था, टाइम लिमिट एक्सीड आ जाता। These problems are very confusing.